YouTube crew, what is going on, and welcome back. Now, the other day I gave you 3 tips for getting more kills, specifically early game. So now we're going to follow up that video and go 3 tips to get more kills mid game. So we're really going to be focusing on what happens once you get that loadout where you go ghost, where a lot of the lobby goes ghost, and how can you still get kills during that time. As always, if you find the video helpful, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and leave me a comment down below. And if you are looking to continue getting better at Warzone or Rebirth, make sure you're subscribed with that notification bell turned on so that you don't miss any videos. Let's get into it. Okay, so tip number 1 is going to be stay in circle as much as possible. Now, I want to break down what is called the pinwheel strategy that a lot of people love to do. And essentially what the pinwheel strategy is, running alongside gas in a pinwheel formation until you get to basically circle. Now, it's a great concept because as you're clearing out one side, you're keeping everything in front of you. So you're fighting the team that's basically also rotating in gas. Now, the issue with this is 2 things. 1, if you have a team that is sitting in circle already, you are a sitting duck and they're just going to hold you. Now, the second issue is if you run into a team as you're pinwheeling in, then you have to fight not only the team, you have to fight gas as well, because gas is essentially pushing you and you're going to be like running and then shooting and then running and then shooting. It just doesn't work out very well a lot of times. So instead, I want to be in circle as much as possible. This gives me an opportunity to hold teams. It gives me an opportunity to push other teams that are in circle. A lot of teams tend to be, especially kind of once you get to late second, third, fourth circle, which is what I consider that mid game, then you really have a lot of teams that are kind of centered in that area where circle is going to. So that's kind of where you can pick up a lot of kills. You don't want to have a situation, like I said, where you're trying to run in, fight a team, and fight gas at the same time. So tip number 1 is going to be to stay in circle as much as possible. Now, bonus kind of tip here for you, use cars to rotate. I'm not saying you have to use cars to push teams. I mean, that will help you get more kills. But at the very minimum, use cars to rotate into circle. This way you're not caught out on foot where you're constantly worrying about where your cover is. Am I in the open? Am I not in the open? Instead, just use a car, get to circle, get out, and then figure out what you're going to do from there on foot.
Or in green or something. I don't know. There's green somewhere though. I don't think he knows where I am.
Yeah, bottom floor green, bottom floor green. Still sniper behind. Broke the guy
Behind.
Broke the car. Oh god.
You can't res if you get here, Tommy.
Guy right here in that window. Son of a bitch.
Either way, you
They're
gotta
holding
go.
us. Yeah. Man, a gas mask on good.
Push up.
Are you?
I mean, I shouldn't make it out.
They're going to be right around
cool.
this corner.
All right, let me wait. How far is
Yep,
it?
they're up there.
He's a bullet.
Down one. I down him.
I have no clue. Now, tip numbers 2 and 3 perfectly go together. And tip number 2 is something that a lot of people don't really think about, but it's crucial for more kills and actually to win a game of Warzone, is cash flow. Having cash flow is important because tip number 3 is going to be, you want to be popping UAVs and pushing non-ghosted players. Look, especially in this mid game, you're going to have a lot of players that are ghosted. So you're going to want to figure out where non-ghosted players are so that you can go ahead and push them. Best way to do that, pop UAVs, have good cash flow. The other important thing with cash flow is it allows you to buy your teammates back. Look, if you're playing quads, you push a team, you have a lot of money, and 2 people die and you win the fight, you just buy those 2 teammates back. You keep rolling. It's not really a big deal. But if you're struggling for cash flow, then you have to go into that whole regame process. Now, I want to tie the whole pop UAV, non-push, non-ghosted player thing back to what I had just said about tip number 1, which is stay in circle. Now, when we talk about staying in circle, it doesn't mean as soon as you figure out where circle is, you just have to go and get in circle. You know, you can push non-ghosted teams on the outside. You just have to be really cognizant of, okay, where is gas? When is gas moving? How far do we have to rotate? Because what you really want to just avoid is being caught with gas right on your back. So full breakdown, here's a great example of what this looks like. Now, obviously you can see we have UAV up and we see there's 3 people across. Now, we did use cars to rotate into circle in this scenario. Now, the one downfall that we have right here is we don't really have good cash flow. We probably could do, a quick bounty to figure something out, but instead we're going to go ahead and push this team because we know where they are. Now, as you can see, we get the first down, we get the second down. Unfortunately, in this scenario, Zach ends up dying. But what you see is that we get the team wipe and they have good cash flow. So we grab their cash, we buy Zach back, and we just keep moving along. Go ahead, pop another UAV if we can, and then keep moving to the next team. As I always say, I hope you found this video helpful. Let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.